Hi everyone, welcome back to Myra Lorraine, my YouTube channel, and the part two of this two-part video series, refashioning this green top, green and black top. Now I have it over here, the finished, the completed look, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. But I know some of you want to see how I put it back together. Part one was actually me taking it apart and then redesigning it, and now you want to see how I put it back together and what I did with that. So I'm gonna let you see that, and then I'm gonna come back at the end of the video and show you the before and after. Now you always have the option to fast forward and go to the part where I actually show you the before and the after if you like, and you don't wanna watch that, that's your option. But for those of you who do want to see how I put it back together, stay tuned. See you shortly. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed the little bit of clips that I tried to make for you guys, and I'm not good at making those, how do you say, making those clips and doing sew-alongs or tutorials, which that was not a tutorial by any means. It was just for you to see how I refashion things when I want to do something like that. But anyways, here's the final look. I took my time with this because I really wanted it to work out for me. I had taken apart, as you saw, the sleeves, and I cut the sleeves in a little bit so they weren't so far out to the edge of my shoulder. I brought them in a little bit. I also turned the bias binding. Actually, let me back up. For those of you who don't know what this pattern is, I said it in the first video. This is it was a vintage pattern. It's McCalls 2156, and it was 1999 copyright, so it is considered a vintage pattern. Now, and I made the tunic, sleeveless tunic version, which I have a picture up here of the pattern cover. But I made the sleeveless tunic version, and I really didn't like it on me, as you guys saw in the first part of the video, in the first video that I posted. So what I did was I took it apart. I took the binding off of the sleeve. I cut the sleeves in, as you guys saw, a little bit, and then I took the bottom and I cut off quite a bit of the bottom and the back. I'm guessing it was probably about a good 7-8 inches, something like that. And then in the front, I left the length, but I curved it in to make ties in the front. And because I didn't want those ties to actually show the wrong side of the fabric, because there is a difference between the wrong and the right side, what I did was made facings for the ties. And I like doing that when I have these type of tie blouses, because especially if the fabric has a definite difference on the front, the right side and the wrong side, so that you always have a nice look on both sides of ties, no matter how they show. So, and I can take this apart and let you see that, but those were the main things that I did. Not difficult, but the most time-consuming part of this was actually creating that facing piece for the ties in the front. And I can take this off so that you can get a better look at it. Okay, now this is what the tie looks like. Let me bring it up so you can see on the inside. And you can see the difference, the big difference in the wrong side and the right side. But this is what my tie looks like on the inside with the facing. And I had to create that facing and attach it to this facing, so that when you tie, you'll see that both sides look the same. And I like doing that on any of these tie blouses. And yes, I do like these button-down tie front blouses a lot. They're very, very comfortable for the summer. What I also did, and this was a last-minute thing, I was putting this bias binding on, and I thought to myself, well, why turn it inside like this? Why not turn it to the outside? So that's exactly what I did. I actually reversed the stitching process so that I could turn it to the outside, and you could see the contrast, which it turned out pretty nicely, as you can see there. I really like that, having the facing on that, the bias binding on the outside. And that bias binding was some binding that I had made myself from some black cotton for another project, and I had quite a bit of it left, because the way I cut my bias binding makes quite a bit from a small square. And it was a lady, I can't think of her name right now, but it was one of her videos. Either way, I'll link her video in the bottom, but it's where you take I think it's a 20-inch square, and you could create your bias binding in one single continuous cut, and it was really easy to do. So I do that all the time. So I had a lot left, and so I decided to use this since it matched this. But other than that, that's about it. That's how I did this. I'll bring up the pictures now so that you can see what I look like in this top, since I've refashioned it. and I really like the way it looked. The other one looked okay on me too, but I preferred this look. When I'm wearing my shorts in the summer, when I'm wearing leggings. In the pictures, I had my black leggings on with it. You could throw it on with some jeans too if I wanted to. There's just so many options. Would have been many options with the other one too, but I just like the way this one looks better. So I'll put a before and after picture up here too, so you can see, those of you who might have missed and saw this one before, so you can see the before and the after of what I look like in each one of them, and make your own call. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys say about the finished refashion and whether you preferred the first one or the refashion. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you again in my next video. Take care, everyone. Stay blessed.